To everyone that says I'm spewing nonsense, who's spewing nonsense now? Biden is up to less than a coin flip of staying in this race, and that's because recently we found out that the Democrat governors had a call where they basically talked about Biden's future and if they're going to replace him with maybe one of their own, organized by Tim Walz of the swing state of Minnesota. And I think Biden is gone. He's being replaced, and I was right. I was right the whole time. He's going to be replaced, and it's going to be with Harris. It will be with Kamala Harris, who has about 36 cents on the Predict-It website. Harris is going to be Biden's replacement, and let's see what will happen if Biden is replaced with Harris. Moreover, Texas Democrat Congressman Lloyd Doggett called on Biden to step down from the race. For a congressman of the party of the leading candidate, call on the candidate to resign. That is crazy. That's the president the congressman is talking to. And to call on the president to drop out of the race, they open themselves up to many potential ramifications and maybe a potential loss of power. Maybe they'll lose the election. Maybe people will fund their opponent. So for a congressman to tell Biden to drop out of the race, there has to be something up. There has to be something behind the scenes that we don't know about. There has to be people speculating and people essentially trying to get the power grabs for themselves and figure out how they can position themselves to be the next president of the United States. So back to the video. And I'm just going to give you a spoiler. Trump's going to win by a landslide. So let's start. Harris wins the state of California, her home state, the state where Obama was born, Hawaii, Obama's home state of Illinois. She's going to win Biden's home state of Delaware. She's going to win Maryland. She's going to win D.C. She's going to win Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, Vermont, and Maine's 1st District. And those are all of her safe states. That's it. On the other hand, Trump's safe states are Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, Alaska, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Nebraska's 1st, Nebraska's 3rd, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, and West Virginia. Trump already starts with a lead. Not the greatest lead, because California exists, which has 54 electoral votes, but a lead nonetheless. So let's go from the West Coast to the East Coast, and let's use the 538 forecast to influence our opinions. So Trump apparently has a 5% chance against Biden. I mean, against Harris, I think he has a greater chance, but it's not going to be safe state, but Harris is going to win the state of Washington. In governor elections, Washington has been closer, but that's due to basically the closer elections happened a while ago, but Washington goes to Harris. Oregon has a 7% chance of going to Trump, and that's because, you may know this, the movement to have a vast majority of Oregon's landmass to join Idaho, because much of Oregon is actually Republican, it's just the cities in Oregon, such as Portland, dominate Oregon, which leads to it voting for the Democratic Party in most elections. So Oregon will go to Harris, but not by a crazy amount. The traditional swing states, such as Nevada and Arizona, will go to Trump. Nevada and Arizona are already predicted to go to Trump against Biden, but against Harris, it'll be even crazier. And another thing, Harris, I hate to say this, but a lot of the reasons she got picked as the vice president was identity politics. That happens with every vice president. Pence was picked due to his religious background. Burgum might be picked due to his background in basically the state of North Dakota. They see him more as a common man, even though he's a billionaire, etc. Vice president is all about identity politics, and Harris, due to her identity, the obstacles she's faced, and how she's overcome them, it's pretty remarkable what she's done. Her ability to overcome obstacles, become Attorney General of California, Senator from California. And for that reason, some states will appreciate her, such as the state of New Mexico. New Mexico will go to Harris, but the state of Colorado will go to Trump. Colorado has a 12% chance of going to Trump in the forecast, but it'll go to Trump almost certainly if he's against Harris. It'll tilt towards Trump nonetheless. Minnesota, the home of Governor Tim Walz, who was the guy who basically organized the meeting. Wisconsin and Michigan will go to Trump. Minnesota less so, because Minnesota only has a 30% chance of going to Trump against Biden. Ohio, which has gone to Trump in recent elections, went to J.D. Vance in the midterm election, will go to Trump. Not by a crazy amount. It'll go to Trump by like 8 or 9, maybe 10. But it'll go to Trump nonetheless, bring him to 250 electoral votes. Nebraska's second, which is home to Don Bacon, who Trump calls a, quote, rhino, which means Republican in name only, will go to Trump as it did back in 2016 by about 2 percentage points. The states of Georgia and Florida, who don't care much about identity politics, will go to Trump. They're traditional Republican states. The fact that Biden won Georgia in 2020 was pretty remarkable due to Georgia voting for the Republican Party almost always. And Florida will go to Trump as it did back in 2016 and 2020, as you can see. Florida, both times. So now we have the state of Virginia. The state of Virginia did go to Biden by 10 points in 2020, but it'll go to Trump in 2024. Even though there was a weak performance for the Republican Party in essentially Virginia's House of Delegates and their Virginia Senate, Virginia will go to the Republican Party. The forecast says has a 24% chance of going to Republicans. It is favoring more and more Republicans in the recent past. And remember those elections which occurred back in like 2023. That was when Trump was not favored whatsoever. That was when people were speculating DeSantis, Haley, Ramaswamy. And then Trump came out on top anyways. And now North Carolina, which went to Trump back in 2020 and 2016, is going to Trump once more. Bring him to 326. Yeah, this is crazy. Can he get to like 350, 360? Who knows? We have Maine 2nd, which will almost certainly go to Trump. Maine 2nd did go to Trump back in 2016 and 2020. The state of Maine at large. State of Maine at large in 2020 wasn't that close. 9 points to Biden. But Maine at large in 2016, only 3 points to Clinton. Maine at large will go to Trump in this scenario, bring him to 329 electoral votes. The state of New Hampshire, which went to Clinton by less than a percentage point in 2016, will go to Trump. The state of Pennsylvania, essentially the home of the common man. Trump is trying to support the common man. He's a populist. Even though he's a billionaire, he's a populist. Kind of contradictory, but you know, it is what it is. He wins the state of Pennsylvania. Gets up to 352 electoral votes. New Jersey, which had a very weird poll. This pollster is not good at all, but it did have Trump winning, which is a little weird because it's the state of New Jersey. Harris will win, but not by that much. And no matter who they bring to the table, Trump will win. Replacing Biden is not the best idea. Trump beats Harris. Even though Harris did have a pretty good appearance on Anderson Cooper, she talked well. She defended Biden while also not defending Biden. She did what the people wanted to hear. But Trump wins. Trump beats Harris. And thank you for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more.